Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host of the night, Zach, here, introducing you to Spacers Redux, a sci-fi podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. If you're a fan and wish to support, visit our merch shop and Ko-fi page, where members get extra content, fireside chats, and discounts on merch and more. Such as, for every month that you are in the Creative Collaborator or Dedicated Dilettante tier on our Ko-fi page, your name goes into a hat for the set of dice that I'm using behind the screen during these episodes to mess with the players. By the end of the arc, names will be drawn. Otherwise, a like, comment, sub, or review on your podcast app of choice is always, as usual, very helpful. But for now, last we left the crew, Greg and Flinch 2.4 have infiltrated the pirate station, allowed the meteor to dock. Now is the time to enact the plan to steal their old ship and save Flinch's life. I will give you a D6 though, because Greg does work. Greg is here. Unless you are both seen together or in some kind of contradictory state, you will have a D6 asset for pretending you're. I think that'd be. So while you get that dice pool all set together, what's going on, Tim?
Oh yeah, so I was going to say that there's generally two ways that we can go about this. There's one with a lot of swagger, and there's one being two small-sized things not really being paid attention to. There's two ways to do it, because Tiny Tim would probably try to not really walk with a swagger, but, you know, one of his distinction is that he's constantly overlooked.
Now, this could be a combined. I am totally cool with you two helping each other out with this. So, with a distinction like that, you can use your distinction die to add to this check. Unless you want Tim to roll for you. One of you rolls for two. But you can kind of put your shit together to.
Oh, yeah, for each one we can, right?
Yes. So, the one characteristic die, a skill, a distinction, a power. But either of you can chime in.
Because it has to do with a relationship with best friend Flinch, we need this to keep him alive. Is it not about Flinch? It's fine if it's not.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, no, that's fine.
That's too much.
That's fine. Yeah, so just add.
You're gonna get a D8 for being here with the Antha.
That is fine. 100%, but I gotta ask.
Oh, of course. Always ask. Always ask. Alright.
Check my talent. Are you going to be rolling against us?
I might not. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to set a blanket difficulty that if you get into social situations where a character sees you, I will roll to see if they can see through the fact you shouldn't be here.
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
So, at that point, if you've got like things that will debuff me, you can roll it. But for right now, you're just setting a difficulty.
Let's feed small creatures. Let's see how badly this game's going to go. Really badly.
Only
ones.
2-1.
Which means we have a 0 ability because there's no effect.
Well, what's the final score?
8.
8d4. It's automatically d4.
Oh, okay, fair.
8d4. Yikes. Yep.
Awesome. That's hard to not take advantage of.
Well, there is blood dripping Lynch version 2.4 as we're heading down. You know, what can I say?
I'm going to say...
Raises a question then. Should you have gotten a... Oh no, because you're not being questioned about whether or not you're headed to the Ed Center yet.
Oh, no.
Well, hang on.
Okay, go.
I'm going to give Rec a point. I'm going to pin this on Greg.
Taking them.
You get a D8 complication.
Okay.
Grab yourself a plot point.
Okay.
You get a D8 complication on you. This is going to be 10. So, as your team splits, and Tim and Greg, you get together, you're like, hey, we doing this? Yeah. And as you, like, I would like you to roleplay at what your intentions are, how you're going to move through the vicinity. How do you come to the conclusion? How you're going to.
I can tell you what Tommy Tim is doing.
Okay.
Which is literally on Flinch version 2.4. Just like, there's no...
Yeah. So I mean,
Just heading to where we need to go.
and I'm assuming he's just following Greg.
Yes, 100%.
So
I don't know where.
Greg can be. You know how you move? If you're like me and you hate getting stuck behind people who walk slowly, you know how you weave through a crowd, like in a mall when it's busy or whatever? That's essentially
one shoulder.
yeah, like essentially Greg is just weaving through.
You don't quite get that far before you notice this.
But that's how we do.
As you begin to move around Ledge 2.4 with Tim kind of riding, you hear voices up in the control area where you called in the ship and allowed the ship to come in and land. A muffled voice is followed by a thud as a vent seems to be opened and bodies have dropped out. So you have a D8 complication, high alert.
Okay.
So this thing will still be there because you still could belong here, but they are looking for something out of place. So there's a D8 complication that now exists. That they know that there's something not wrong. We're not right about this. As you proceed on through the facility, in there, and as you are about to come down to the first junction of the hallway where it splits, and you're like, you're trying to remember where to go, and as you're about to come to the, it's this way, you hear a, hey, you two over there! I want you to knock that onto us distinction of 2010.
Yeah, just gonna keep going along because there's a lot of people on the space station.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know they're calling out to us? But if we look back,
Yeah,
where does the thing?
Greg's really good at ignoring. I'm gonna spend a plot point.
Whoa.
That's actually, so here's the best part about that. I rolled a 4, a 1, and a 1. So if you give me a plot points, I can drop that D10 down to 6.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
So what that means is, as you hear people come on down, be like, "Hey, did you see anything? What's going on up here?" You two just casually turn the corner to leave, and by breaking line of sight and just not being present for the investigation, you have reduced the pressure of you were involved in. Ecliptic, Diantha, and Laurel.
Yep.
As you are leaving towards a different exit from the hangar bay, I'm just going to say for simplicity's sake, you kind of do hear the voices of like, hey, did you guys see anything? So that's why you know that this distinction exists, and you just hustle. I'm not going to get you guys to roll the hustle out of there. That's a different environment. You have now ventured into this asteroid that you know nothing about.
I think we go this way.
We should probably think about it a little bit, staying a direction.
What's wrong with this way?
We just don't have the information to confirm that that's the way to go.
What if we try it?
But what if we end up the wrong end of the asteroid?
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go up to someone and ask.
Absolutely, Ecliptic. As you guys are walking down the hallway, and you begin, and Laurel, you stop at the realization that, what do you mean, figure out where we're going?
We just keep walking, because then we might find something. And if we stay still, we'll never find anything.
Yeah. This place is a lot like, the Ravagers from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Very similar. Ecliptic, you know what, I'm going to wait until I see how you go up to, there's a couple of people that seem to be a little intoxicated. As they come out of a door that's kind of near where you guys are at, as soon as the door opens, like this rabble rousing, like rah, 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 voices comes up, then it closes. Clearly, there's a human and some forearms that comes on out there. And how do you approach them?
They're drunk?
They're not fully sober. They could be
I
tipsy.
don't want them to be suspicious, so I'm gonna go up and perform some stage magic to...
I don't want to be suspicious. Pick a chord!
I love that that's the solution. I don't want to be suspicious. Here's some magic trick.
It's
Are we
like that.
sure?
Don't be suspicious.
Be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I just, they open up a little bit more when they're...
Absolutely.
Are we sure?
But what are you going to actually do?
What am I actually gonna do?
Yeah, what's the trick?
I have mating harms, so I
You're just going to go up and flash them?
You can't gobsmack them.
Hey!
Here's your beat.
I don't know. I'm doing let me think of a magic trick. I'm gonna do like an amazing coin trick, like make it look like one goes out one of their ears, and then comes out the another ear, and like do craziness like that. That's
Please.
what I'm gonna roll.
I will set a difficulty for you as you go through, guys.
That is cohate.
Not consent to this magic trick.
Chaotic.
Consent.
I rolled 2 1s. If you give me a plot point, you get a D8 to this check.
Consent to being entertained.
Things are going in and out of.
But I don't have a. Oh, but I can use it from
You,
the
no,
pool.
if you give me a plot point, so I can just pull plot points to the pool whenever I want. But if you give me a free one,
This is crazy.
I'll give you a D8 to that check. The difficulty is 6d6, or sorry, 12d6. Very high. But I did roll 2 1s.
I'm gonna take my chances.
Okay, cool,
I'm
great.
going to that.
Okay.
So I have stage magic D8.
Yep,
Would that be intelligence?
I will allow it.
Really? That will also be another D8. Hold on. I gotta...
Amazing.
I'm going to also use chaotic tea. It's illusion, just in case my,
It's
just it's an illusion. So that's another D8.
Yep. Monsters.
And is it part of the plan or no?
I would say you are trying to find out where to go.
Okay.
Yes. For
Okay, so-
now, until things go right to poop.
So I've got four D8s. No, wait, what? Wait. I didn't. Yep, right. I can't count
Bring your backup
apparently.
plan really quickly.
Did I give you all of my dice? Okay, there we go. There we go.
What skill were you using?
Yeah. Show magic.
Yeah, it's my illusion.
Yeah.
No ones. But I got
Yahtzee.
I got all of them are 2.
So
At least 4 of a kind.
48?
I'm making a backup plan as we go.
Would you want to spend a plot point to add? She needs an 8.
Well,
12.
Oh,
12.
never mind then.
Yeah, so here's how this goes.
Can I assist an ally and add a skill die to your pool? With helping
I
hand?
technically walked
Technically,
away.
no, because you're still trying to talk to Laurel about why you need an idea.
We just
So
go down
Cryptic
this
just
hallway.
Do I
goes
get a
away
point
from
because
you.
I got all 2s on all my
No.
dice. Damn it.
No, this isn't Yahtzee.
I know.
So you go on up, and you're. How do you approach these 2 drunkards with this coin in your hand?
Huh.
Poorly.
Want to see a magic trick? Literally. Why else am I there? Would you
on.
like to see a magic trick? And then I go and try to do it, but I fumble the coin. Probably ends up in one of their pockets instead of on the floor just because of how I rolled.
It is a critical failure, but you have a higher effect die than they do. So they do not think anything weird of the situation. This does not raise any alarm bells, nothing. They just look at you, they look at the 2 of you, Diantha and Laurel.
We're both just like,
Hey,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
The circus
Hey.
is in town?
Yes. It turns out, when you're not bad at circus, you get hired for custodial. And that's what we're here to do. Custodial work.
I'm giving you exactly this phase. Like,
Custodial work, we need to go and clean
no.
the hangar bay. That's our task that we're doing. Because we're bad at the circus, and we got a job doing custodial work here.
One day I'll get my big break.
Can I roll for this?
Allow it.
I'm gonna go up to Cryptic and just tap him on the shoulder. Like, it's okay.
I'm
buddy.
gonna fake cry.
It's okay.
You may help with some kind of coercion or acting check, but ultimately, Diantha, you're going to be making a
Can
social
I?
check here.
Yeah.
Friends in low places, because these are drunken lowlifes coming out of a bar, and I seem non-threatening to them. And so in the sort of sense of like, I could also be a drunken lowlife
Yeah.
coming out of a bar.
I like it. I will allow it.
Take a
Dream
D8.
big.
Yes,
Dream
D8.
big.
I could do this.
I'm just
Okay.
picturing a severe-looking human, a confused lizard, and a sobbing bug.
So, I'm using intelligence. I'm using my institution clean and organized.
Oh.
I'm using leadership
Yeah.
because I'm trying to lead this band of
Yep.
hooligans.
Yep.
Thank you
Plan,
for choosing a
and your-
somewhat nice.
And then your thing.
Absolutely. It's 12d6. I rolled 2 No one.
1-1. 12d8.
12, so you meet it. And you have a higher effect die.
12d8.
Uh,
1-1. rolled on one.
I'm not gonna take advantage of everyone. That's crazy.
Okay.
And in this particular instance, because you succeeded and you had a higher effect, I don't see any benefit as to why that would make sense. So as you come up and you say that with such an authoritative stance, I
put rubber gloves on for the phone.
I wouldn't say you need to, no. It's not so much the selling it as the job is. You come up with such an authoritative stance. The Benestarian slaps with one of the two arms on the two lower arms, straighten up. The two upper arms, one just slaps the buddy. He goes, "You're straighten up, guy." And they're like, "Oh yeah, janitors." Seems confused like why they're standing like at like military pose for janitorial staff.
We need to go to it's our first day here.
Oh,
since the circus shut down, we need to know where the hangar bay is, if you know where it is.
Pat on
Did you know we had a circus? No, it's don't go down this hallway. You take a left. Mm-hmm. Which hangar?
The one.
Do we know?
There's multiple. We actually have to clean all of them. So if you could tell us which ones are nearby.
Well, the closest one is they point down the way you came.
Great. Make a mental note. There's 3 of them, yes?
Yeah.
So if I could get the location of the other 2 from you.
Oh yeah, and with the higher effect die, they're like, yeah. Well, there's the secondary hangar is this way. The salvage hangar is if you go down that hallway and you take a right, and you head straight down, you might reach the salvage hangar. That was a sty.
That's probably the one we have to go to.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Much.
Eh?
I won't tell anyone about your alcoholism. Let's go.
Your janitorial stuff.
I just pick up Lip and throw him on my back.
I'm still weeping on the shoulder. One day.
Yeah, you 3 head towards the salvage.
And that went so badly that you don't know if it's deceptive sobbing or actual sobbing.
We're in a pirate asteroid.
And they were drunk.
I thought it was cool.
What is your experience with stage magic?
What isn't my experience with stage magic? I convince people things are on fire. This should have been easy. Obviously it wasn't. I gotta practice more.
You have to keep walking.
Should have just interrogated them.
You couldn't fool 2 drunk pirates.
That usually sounds like the kind of insult you say. You couldn't find water if you fell out of a boat. That's very good. You couldn't convince 2 drunk pirates.
I'm a bug. What do you want from me?
I'm not there.
We screen wiped to Greg and Tim. You're continuing moving on down the facility. Greg, you kind of have a general idea where you're going, and you're doing your best to not play up anything. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make a quick check against that thing you made earlier. Okay. Are you two communicating anywhere? Or are you just silently walking down the hallway? Which is totally cool if that is. I just don't want to rob you of any.
It depends on if there's anyone really around us who... Does there seem to be anyone around us who's, like, listening to us, or are we just going down a hallway? So we can whisper to each other? Or?
You can have a conversation. You're not alone.
Yeah, but...
There's people that are walking by, but you have success. Well, for now, you are... We begin the scene with you being relatively unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Excuse me, sorry.
Give me a sec. Oh.
It was crazy.
Greg. Oh no. I can't get the voice down. It's got to be a bit squeakier than that. Give me 1 second. Yo, up, Rise with that. Okay. Greg. How do they keep the medical supplies there? Oh.
What do you mean how?
Well, it's not like a pharmacy, is it? That's what I'll go with. It's not like a pharmacy, is it? Like, do we just go in and we put in a requisition, or do we have to break in? What's the, like, are we going through the vents? Are we, like, what? I don't want to be surprised when I'm there. Oh.
Multiple things about what you just said.
How you said it.
1, this is a pirate port. You should be expecting to be surprised by everything. And 2.
He's like looking around.
And 2.
You could count to 2?
No pirate here knows what a requisition is. I'm not even sure I know what a requisition is, so I'm going to say no to that one as well.
Okay, well, I don't know. Like, hey, what are we supposed to do?
We're gonna go in and steal it.
Cool.
Most likely through a vent, if we can. Hopefully. There should be vents in there. I think there's vents in there.
There should be vents.
If there isn't, we'll make one or something. Anyway.
That might be loud.
I am struggling with your emotional state. Can we just be quiet for a little bit?
Well, I'm just trying to get some ideas of what's to expect, you know? There's just blood dripping out. I can flinch.
And this conversation...
Yeah, it's going to continue to say.
Yeah, it continues. And then you head into an elevator, you turn around, you're continuing the conversation, the elevator closes, just the two of you. You're going down a couple of floors to where you believe you recall the medical stores being, at least the med lab being. In terms of where they store their stuff, you'll figure out when you get there, I suppose. Continue on down. Do you continue this conversation?
I think it would be more of the same unless there's something else.
Once we hit the floor, the medical bay is on. Is there a vent in the elevator?
There is an event in the elevator at this particular moment because the elevator's kind of like in Star Trek where they can kind of move in multiple directions. There is no in-house access. That's external only. You do get to the floor that you're on, and the doors open up. And as you step on out, with the intention of trying to find the nearest grate to enter the system while you're down here, you immediately hear a familiar, "Hey, you!" You know for a fact right away, this is not a voice of someone that is clued into what's going on upstairs.
Yeah.
This is the voice of the current pilot of Bessie. The ship that you, in this current time in your life, the other you, is constantly pissing off because you want the ship so bad.
Well, I helped build her, so yeah. She mine. By goblin standards.
But for some reason, this guy never liked that you kept moving his stuff around and has always tried to catch you and is never quite able to. With a 11d6 compared to your 8d4, this guy is down. This is a pretty busy hallway. As the doors open up and you step on forward, you're looking around for grates. It's quite a bit of thoroughfare. You get the sense that the lower levels of the asteroid is more where the living space and like a lot of the commerce area is. It opens up into like this large circular chamber that has like a couple of little pop-up shops that people are like put up there. And there's a main hallway straight across from you, one on either side. Kind of like a crossway in the circular area that has little ports for leaving messages or items to transport them through the facility. This guy is on the other side of a crowd of people, and it's just pointed straight out at you, Greg, and looks like he's ready to begin running and chasing you. What would you like to do? Oh, yeah?
I'm just going to say what Timmy Tim is going to do. The moment that it's like, hey, you, point to that.
Well, I mean,
Move off.
that's fine.
Away from Greg?
Yeah, just.
That's fine. We don't both need to deal with
And then you do your thing. That's all I got to do.
Okay. So Tim is getting out of dodge. All right.
Well, just trying to separate a little bit.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Hear me out.
Oh, God.
No.
I love it when it's...
How many people are around?
Quite a few. Like
Okay.
you're looking at like 24 at least. It's a very busy place.
I would like to try and hide,
Okay. Yeah.
which I know I
Cue the
can.
Benny Hill theme.
Yeah, so which I know I can probably, I guess, use. I would generally use my stealth for that. But if I can't use my stealth, I would like to try and hear me out. Hear my craft skill to make an improvised barrier. The one called these walls between us.
I will allow it. I think that works. So you're going to use craft instead of stealth
Yeah.
for your skill.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm cool. I think that is hilarious. Yes.
Paper mache a little.
It looks exactly like Greg.
So
Hiding behind it.
Okay.
first things first. Because you're higher in the initiative order, Tim, I need you to really quickly roll me something to either, it could be an athletics check using your power suit to gain distance enough to not be perceived as being together, or some kind of deception check to act off that you're not with him. But I need you to roll that first to see if you get caught up in what's about to happen.
Sure. So it's not going to be deception because Tommy Tim isn't good at deception.
Absolutely.
I will go with athletics. So that gives me a D6 because Tim actually has athletics. And I'm assuming that would be agility or intelligence?
Agility.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'm just going to go through my thing. Overlooked, I think, would apply to this as well.
Yep, absolutely it would.
That's that. I'm not going to bring up best friend.
Change up my dice because these are terrible.
No, keep them.
No. There's got to be... So that's my characteristic. That's my distinction. That is a skill. I can't remember.
I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need to think that hard on it.
I've only got 3 dice. If I roll 1, it's only a D4.
You need to beat a 6d4. And if you give me a plot point, you can add a d10 to that. I rolled 3 ones.
Wow.
Yeah, keep those dice.
You rolled 3 ones?
Yeah. You give me a plot point, you can add a d10 to that check.
I think I'll just roll. Okay. I got a 7 D8.
Okay, cool. That is enough. There is absolutely nothing tying you to Greg in this situation. Greg, can you please make that roll for me?
Okay. All right. Hide. I'm going to use my agility. Technically, I'm still following the plan.
Technically.
I'm trying to hide from this guy.
We're trying to
Please succeed this check, and you can keep that asset.
I'm also going to.
Otherwise, the plan's going to be radically different.
I'm also going
Yeah,
to use
everyone
my
loses
power
that
set.
one.
Now, before you do that, so you're rolling in opposition to me. I'm to technically, I'm setting the difficulty for you. So I'm going to spend a plot point that I got. Thank you. To add 3 of these dice together. So you're going to have to beat. Oh, but that's a 1. Okay, fine. 12d4.
That's not bad.
I'm gonna
Doable.
outright say now that if something really bad's gonna happen to Greg, Tommy Tim's gonna track down the Greg that's here and just take that Greg, and then
We'll see how it goes.
Technically, the knowledge they have is the same.
If we have both Gregs, what happens to the timeline?
we lose.
You want to find out?
No.
We don't want 2 Gregs for other reasons.
All right.
Yeah, well, why would we want that in any scenario? Let alone in like a time.
Timey-wimey.
Yeah, just like in general.
It's not great.
It's like having twins.
It's not
Worse.
Good.
Ooh.
Okay, what did I have to beat?
12d4.
12d4.
Absolutely demolished them.
Yes. Okay, so that's a 12 d10.
Okay.
Also, I used my suppress power set.
Oh, in that?
Yes.
How do you
Upon-
suppress him?
Upon a successful check, select an opposing character's characteristic and apply the effect die of this check as a complication to that characteristic.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm going to... the characteristic, I'm assuming they're talking about attributes.
Yeah, one of the 6. Yep.
All right, well, I'm going to use alertness for him then because he's
alertness
trying to...
is
He'll be looking for me.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
He's confused.
Okay. Flinch, as you just, or Tim, as you go, right?
Push those feelings down.
Chaos begins to break out as Greg, you immediately just get on the floor and just start like scurrying across. He's like, hey, get back here, you little...
And I'm moving
Freaking
people in
goblins.
front of, pushing people in front of me as my improved barrier.
Yep. And there's one point, Tim, you look back and like Greg has just like saddled up, like shrunk himself down to like a tube to like walk along with someone else's leg as they're walking past. The guy walks right past the individual and Greg as Greg then dives behind another thing. You see that there's just some larger like turtle-esque like, humanoid turtle. It's just kind of looking at you as they're like chopping something up. And that's the interaction. Just. And for now, this individual has wandered off. They think that they've caught you going in a certain direction. They go down a different hallway. But you didn't roll enough for that to impact the complication that exists. You rolled very, very well. So far, that's just a different problem that's never.
I might have just screwed things up for the other Greg, maybe. I don't know who we followed down that hallway.
But remember, the other Greg did something that made people really angry with him, so he stole the ship and left, or something like that, right? I do have a quick question.
Sure.
To try to get it off our trail, is there like any panels on the wall that I can plug into with Flinch 2.4 to try to send just a very basic alert to the system, like somewhere else on the space station, that somebody's been spotted involved with what happened somewhere? Like what happened with the... just trying to...
What's your what's your technical highest technical skill?
D6.
D6.
Yeah.
Right out the gate, unless you spend time to really look
not
through
a
this
problem.
place. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You see what I was trying.
I see
to
what you're going for. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, you have to spend some time looking.
Yeah.
Okay, and you also rolled high enough that I'm going to say that between the two of you, you both rolled d8s for your effect dice. That you do not go out of visual range of each other. You can regroup shortly after this little outburst from this guy. Resume.
Yeah, so now this is like two situations where people were sort of calling out to us. Can I have another suggestion?
Oh no.
Oh. Sorry, it's still...
Swallow it down.
Oh.
It's giving mind.
Greg. Maybe what we can do is can Flinch carry you?
Why?
Well, I mean, I think it'd be good because I'll just take some of this blood.
He says it just like that.
And I'll put a little bit on you, and I'll have it carrying you, and there's blood on Flinch, like you guys got into a fight. We're going to go get you treated. Then we might have less people.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Do you accept this offer?
You don't have to. I'm just coming up with ideas.
Alright, fine. I will
I just do it specifically because it kills Bailey.
Means I have to talk to him more because I have to tell him where to go.
Yes, and that means you have to give up your ego and let Robo Flinch carry you to the med lab.
Can there be an epic soundtrack?
Why can't we be friends?
I'm gonna decline for now.
But I appreciate the offer.
Okay.
Sort of.
Let's go.
I'm not even there, and I'm sad for him.
That's the question. Powerful.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I just like to point out that
Yearning.
Breck is thinking right now that this version of Flinch is much sadder than the actual Flinch. Flinch would be looking at this version going, pull yourself together, man.
True, but he's not here right now.
He's not here right
He's
now.
dying.
He's done.
Flinch has emotional attachment issues.
True. All right, Team Steal the Ship. You eventually do make it down a little bit. I'm not going to get you to roll again. You're kind of maintaining the same momentum that you carried through, going on through. You don't have extra baggage in this place. It's a benefit and a curse to have been here before. You do make it towards the salvage yard, and as you get to the door that leads to the salvage yard, you can see that there's it's a large door that, as opposed to just being like a little door that's within a frame that extends off of the hallway. It's like a large. This place opens up into like a prepping chamber with a giant door for large cargo to be brought in and out of this room. There's a series of portholes you can actually see, and sure enough, you look on in, and you can see sparks flying in there as things are being scrapped and taken apart. Do you bother to do you take a look inside the portholes, look for more details?
yes, we need to find the ship.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not going to get you to roll for it. That's just silly. Go on in, taking a quick look. Sure enough, yes. There are several ships in here in all different manners of disassembly. This is clearly a scrapping field. And you can see there's a couple of drones that actually fly on out of the station and out into the vastness of space, out into the asteroid belt. And sure enough, the meteor, as you, Diantha, specifically remember last seeing it before these chuckle showed up with the one that they currently have. Yeah, there it is. Up there, fresh new paint logo on it from when it was still under your care. Mm-hmm. There it is, strung up. One of the only ships still still intact, but it's clear that this isn't where they store all the good mounting equipment, because there's just steel cables that just kind of have been bolted into the side of the ship and strung it up to kind of hang for disassembly once they get around to it. Mm-hmm. It's not like docked like a kind ship. There is some stuff you'll need to do to dislodge it. And without getting closer, you can't really tell what that entails. But you're at this door. It does not open to your proximity, though.
How many people are in this hangar bay?
That one I will get you to roll me some kind of a sight or tactics check. I'll give you. It's a challenging because you have a very narrow window to look through. So it's going to be an 11d8.
I am going.
Can I do helping hand here and use my tactic, which is d10?
Sure, absolutely, and then just add that to your check there, Laurel.
Add it to or instead of my skill?
So I think it's because of your helping hand. It's
add
that
your
skill
die to an ally's pool.
Cool.
Yeah, so it does not replace your skill.
Can I
two
use
skills.
discipline?
Sure.
On my d10 tactic.
And I think that's... Oh, and the plan.
Discipline, no, it has to be some kind of perception skill.
Okay. Perception is...
Perception, or... yeah, perception.
That is a... You said it was challenging?
Yeah, it's 11d8.
Okay. Well, it's a 10d10.
10d10? Yeah. With a d10, what I will say is you can see that there are people in the room. Mm-hmm. The exact number is hard to tell. It's a very small, you have a very limited range of scope. You can tell that there are more people than what you can see.
Okay. And is this the only door into the hangar bay?
It's the only door you've come across.
Okay.
It's clear that there are multiple floors within with a D10. It's clear that there's multiple floors in this chamber. And judging from the fact that Greg found some back-end ways into the other hangars, structurally it looks comparable to the other hangars.
Okay.
So there's probably many ways in.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to go and find them.
All right. We disconnect the ship. Fly it out of here.
Yes, we need to get in there first, though.
I open the door.
So you go
I just go to open the door.
I can't do anything. I'm over her shoulder.
Yep. So you go to the panel
Yep.
in the center of the door that has this big glass display. It's cracked a couple of times. There's clearly some larger dudes who just slap their hand. You're like, yeah, we're gonna go in. Open the ship. Gang. There's a little denied.
I hit it again. And again.
Don't do it, Tony. No, enough.
Why?
It's gonna lock us out.
We are locked out.
Yeah, but it's gonna set an alarm or something.
I love it.
But I start pushing on the door. I put Clippy down, and then I start pushing on the door.
We have to at least... Stop it! We have to at least get in there without raising suspicion first.
I need you, please, to roll me a strength athletics check to brute force this door open.
This is when you find out it's supposed to slide, not push.
Yeah, you need to pull.
Pull here.
You know what? Because it's funny, I'm going to purposely fail.
Plot point! It's a slide door. So you watch as Laurel's just pushing on this door. And you have seen these doors slide open. This is not new information.
Laurel!
What?
Stop! We need to find a different way in. Either someone needs to grant us access, or we find an alternate way in, which is not really any of our specialties. Does anyone...
robot that had lockpicking with you.
Does anyone around look like they might be somebody who would have access to this space?
You know what? I get to roll twice. That seems kind of weird. There are people around. If you do roll me some kind of an insight check to kind of determine who would or would not be qualified for this sort of thing. It's not like you're isolated, you're not by yourselves. There's people. But if you're looking for someone that is useful to you, give me some kind of an insight check.
I have deduction.
I will allow that. Yeah, that works. Yeah, deduction works.
Deduction.
Absolutely, it's a perfect use of that skill, actually.
I don't know where my distinctions apply here. We're still pretending to be custodians, so clean and organized apply here.
That's a unique use of it. I will allow it.
That's what I did last time. Is because I said we were custodians.
I think that's fun and clever. Do it. That's funny.
Plan.
That's too good.
Plan, yeah. And I think that's everything. I'm just trying to figure out who can help us.
That's what I think. 9d6.
Okay. It's 1-1. And that's 12d8.
Yeah, sure enough. There's clearly seems to be, as you're like there, like I said, it's this larger antechamber. The walls are like technically like 3-sided walls, where if you were to look at a hallway, it's almost like it's an octagon. Where there's these angled slats along the bottom top corners of this otherwise square shaped hallway, and against one of those little ventricles that's right next to the entryway you used to come on in here, but across from the door that goes into the hangar bay, there's a guy that's just sitting there clearly smoking. He's been watching you guys. He's like, what the fuck? Yeah, he looks like he's got like and the other thing to notice, to bring to everyone's attention, and I was going to bring it up at a point where a high enough effect die was either rolled against you or for you. It's become very clear that there is a particular uniform to the individuals, the majority of individuals that are here. Why this hasn't drawn any attention is you don't exclusively see uniforms. But like the Ravagers of Guardians of the Galaxy, there is a through line to the outfit that works here. But this individual seems to have a coverall version of the outfit and has the top down. They seem to clearly be on a break, covered in grease, scarred up on the face, a couple of fingers missing. Fortunately, not the ones needed to smoke, though.
It's the only ones you need.
Yeah.
That batch. And this is a Kokri, one of an insectoid race, another one of Cliptek's kind. Just there, smoking up.
This is so frustrating. First day on the job and we already lost our card. Excuse me, sir. We're trying to get in there. We're new custodial staff. We need to get in there to start tidying up, but someone lost our card
What?
first day.
You didn't give it to me?
I gave it to you, and that's the last I saw of it.
That sounds like that's your fault.
So we need to get in there as soon as possible. It needs to be cleaned. I heard it's pretty rough. You know, they give the new guys the shit jobs. So if you could help us out.
Someone doesn't like you. Oh.
Yeah, someone doesn't like us for losing our things, and also, you know, custodial staff get one of the worst jobs in the shit.
Most people don't like me.
They assigned you to clean this room first.
You know, initiation, I think, is what it is.
Good luck. Goes up and just slaps its claw on the door. The door opens up, and you are immediately hit with this horrible stench. Starship maintenance comes with certain chemicals. And if your hangar bay is nice and tidy, you don't really have to deal with that. This place is not kept.
Who is the person in charge of this hangar bay? And why are they doing such a bad job?
Dude, they're pirates.
Yeah,
What is your clean distinction? A D8?
D8.
Okay, so you say that, and the guy that just let you in goes, well, you can consider that the whatever shift they gave you, add 8 hours onto it. Get in there. It's my hangar bay.
This is your hangar bay?
Be very careful about the next thing you're going to say.
I'm just saying that if...
I slap him on the back, like, you're cool, and I just sort of grab Panther by the back of the neck and start walking.
As we're walking, I could do this job so much better.
Yes, you could.
Have done this job so much better.
I do find it funny that even within the confines of the plan, Diantha decides this place needs to be cleaned up.
This is going to be another Chef Blue situation.
Sure is. It might be.
About to steal ship from his hangar.
Back to-
You know what? Are we out of earshot of him now?
Yes.
If you know what, he deserves to have this ship stolen because this is unacceptable. You can't keep a space like this.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
We should steal more of his stuff too,
I might
because of that.
I might file a report because this is ridiculous.
Or we could just take some more of his stuff. Is there anything like candy nearby that I can just grab?
We're gonna
Like a wrench.
Something of value.
Probably an ashtray.
If you spend a plot point, absolutely.
Not right now.
Let's say, if you ever want to create an asset like that, you just spend a plot point and just be like, hey, look, you have a fancy wrench, right? Otherwise, I will need you to make some kind of a check.
Yeah, I'm going to use my plot point later for that exact thing, but later.
Fantastic.
All right.
While this argument is going on, Cliff is just kind of doing this right behind everybody, just being like
Poking
what
the two
what is
fingers together.
happening? Like,
Why am I in this team?
yeah.
And you start making your way towards the meteor. Tim and Greg.
Yeah, you say, why am I on this team? Because you don't know what's been happening with the other one.
You don't want to be on this team. The B+ team.
A plus.
Lord.
I think we're the C- team.
You're all D, all right? Let's go.
We're all on a bell
The
curve.
D team?
We're all about the D teams.
You did this.
I did. All right, you two, team Saber Rat. Yeah, you continue on down the hallways. I'm not gonna roll that again. But on a bit of high alert as you do come up to the med lab. The med lab is now. I need to make something abundantly clear as I say this. The med lab is a standout environment. It is the cleanest place in the asteroid.
So.
That's not a high fucking bar. This place is grubby as all get out. It's not sterile. It's not flashy white. As you turn the corner, you see that there is where most of the rooms have either like small little portholes, small like long portholes, but tiny, maybe within a foot of height and a couple feet wide. You're looking at this is finally a place where this seems like this hallway goes all the way around three sides of this one area, this one room, and there's glass covering the three walls that the hallway goes around, so you can peer into this room. It's clear that it has some kind of a digital tinting that is capable on it. It's just not on because part of the window is flickering as the tinting seems to not properly function. You get the sense that certain procedures that could be done here, they probably try to tint them so people can't see, but not all the time. You can see that there's some fluorescent lights that are inside that are flickering, some dirt throughout the place. Don't get surgery here. And there is, in fact, a primary door that leads on into that place. But you kind of crest the corner, and you are at like the left-hand corner of this chamber. Your hallway you're in can go straight down and to the right, and then it turns left to crest around the three sides of this room.
So where the tint is sort of failing in spots, can we just see anyone in there?
Oh yeah, you can see what's going on in there. Absolutely. Just for the sake of what you are able to see, I'm going to get you to roll me some kind of perception check with sight or whatever sense you can think of. I'm not going to set a difficulty. The higher up the chart you go, the more information is available to you.
Well, if we're going to roll one check, yeah, you can go ahead and roll it.
Well, I have...
Because you probably have perception.
I have a D6 in perception.
It's better than me.
I have a D8 in my alertness. I have
Yeah.
a D6 in my perception. I have a D8 in my distinctions for scouting. Scouting, because I'm figuring out who's in there.
Oh, it's a
D8 for the plan.
D8 for the plan.
Go right ahead. I'm not eating mine. I got nothing to give you. Go ahead.
Does 2.8 have a
2.8.
We're upgraded.
sorry 2.4
What's wrong with 2.4?
have like a scope or
A lockpick or
No. But he's bulletproof.
That helps.
Whatever ability, special effects, that's what I gave him.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, he's bulletproof.
That's dope. That's good.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, you should have it on there.
Yeah.
It's 1-1, but that is an 11 D8.
11d8 is exactly what you need to meet the third difficulty, so you get a decent amount of information.
Yeah.
First things first, is it's clear that there's not, there is some stores in here. There's a couple of aluminum shelves with locks on them, with cages, that are against the back side of this room. There are two, in grubby white coats, two individuals that are in there. One looks to be a brill. So they look very uncomfortable in this position, being that the coat is a little bit too small for them. But the giant lizard individual is there. But they seem to be utilizing materials like a bone saw, or at least putting it down, as well as a human individual that's in there as well. Or at least they look human. They got a bandana on enough to make out...
Keep your hair back.
Human enough.
Human enough. Just like me. Don't burst his bubble, okay?
More human than you, Goblin. So they are clearly working on somebody. There is a surgery that is going on in this room right now, of some sort. And there's also a bunch of scrap mechanical parts that seem to be designed for makeshift limbs that are in this environment as well. There is a door on the opposite side of the chamber. So the chamber itself, if you were to go through the main front door, it's probably about 30 feet, 20 feet square. And so directly across, there's another door on the other side where you can't see anything past that point. It's also past the wall, where I said the hallway doesn't go around the back side of that room. With a challenging roll, you also can make out that there are two vents that are straight up above that drop down into the chamber, and that there is also a series of ground and ceiling vents along those, I mentioned earlier, those tapered corners to the hallways. Those are here as well, and they have vents as well. Those are the only vents in this space, though, so only very tiny creatures could pop open and even attempt to squeeze in. But you do notice that as well.
So, like, small-sized creatures?
Small-sized creatures.
Yay!
Small-sized creatures or anyone that has a creative use of intangibility.
Too bad he's almost dead.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's true. That works well, though. Oh. I need to try to... Oh, Greg, did you want to try to sneak in and then I can cause a distraction or something?
Yes.
Like, if I see you get in there behind it, and I'll try to, cause a distraction or something. Flinch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that might work. I mean, because I don't know if we can just sneak in past them.
Oh, we wouldn't go in through the door and try sneaking. That would be a different tactic, but we're gonna call that Plan D.
The D plan, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. He seems a little bit anxious.
He should be.
The idea is his throat has been shot down. He's sort of just like, I'm just trying to help.
Oh no, he should be anxious. We might die. Listen, we're on a pirate port. Every time you turn a corner, you might die.
What are you going to do? Is try to go in the other door or the vents or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go into the vents. I want to come out in the area where the closest I can get to the cupboard shelving.
Do you know where the medicine is we need?
In here.
Like, where?
Med bay.
But it's really big.
We're just going to rely on...
That's not real words. Use your words.
I'm pretty sure you'll know when to make a distraction.
And I'm gonna go to the bed so I can make my way in there.
Oh, okay.
Small-sized creature, drink, chink. And Tim is left all by. He's lonesome.
Luckily, he's easily overlooked.
It's true. It's true.
Can I look at the door, though? Is the door, locked?
You want to go up to physically check the door?
I just want to see if the door is locked, but I don't want to open it. But I just want to sort of take a look.
Not even to check. It's super easy, just to be like, yeah, that is a sealed door.
Okay, fair enough. Is it a digitally sealed or mechanically sealed?
There is a digital screen that you can interact with, so you could use digital lockpicking to get through here. Yes.
Okay. I want to sort of unlock the door, but not open it yet. Or does it the point of unlocking it will open it? That's the question I have.
So, looking at the door, it's not very well upkept.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, the answer to that is it depends on how you roll.
Okay.
Yeah. It could be that if you roll poorly, that the door unlocks and just like slams open. It's not in work. It's not in tip-top shape.
I will prepare myself, with Flinch version 2.4 at the door. And like I'm sort of on the back, sort of peeking in the corner of the window, looking at the vents for when Greg comes in. And then I'm going to try to open up the door to cause my distraction.
Okay. Greg.
Yes.
As you go through the vents, you can it's not even that hard to find. You get to one of the two grates that's above the med bay, looking on down into it. There is one vent that is pretty well right above where they're doing their surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Totally sanitary. Mm-hmm. And there's one vent that's on the other side of the room. They're both equally far away from a cabinet, but one is not directly above three individuals.
Well, I don't want to be... Well... No. Don't want to be directly above three individuals.
Okay, that's fair. So, how do you want to go about... How do you want to do this?
Well, I'm going to have to stealthily get myself out of that other vent. Right. That's... Oh, God. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get myself out of the vent and approach the cupboards.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm going to set the difficulty for you. So one of these these guys is just a little bit more trained than the other. So you've got a couple one extra higher dice. That's that. And then there's this. Okay. Before you roll, I'm going to use my first of Ko-fi subscriber dice. Oh, what a power this is. I'm going to take Josiah's die here, and I'm going to use that as a plot point right now.
Thanks, Josiah.
Yep. So, what are you going to roll to do this? And then I'll tell you what you have to beat. You're not going to like it.
What am I going to use? I'm going to use stealth.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Just remember, you can elect to fail rolls to get plot points. I rolled an 8, a 6, and a 6, and I get to add those 3 dice together because of the plot point.
Do you have any effect on it?
A d6.
So you have
20 d6.
Easy.
Do you happen to be rolling d12s?
It is what
Now.
it is.
Yep.
Depending on how you roll, if you choose to fail it, you'll get a plot point, but it will be treated as a critical failure. Or you can try and roll to reduce how bad the failure is.
But you need to get at least a 15 for it not to be critical.
Yeah, basically.
all right. So
Or 16.
I'm not going to choose to fail.
Okay.
Good.
Good. Well, you roll up to 8, so it's possible. It's possible to not crit fail.
It is possible.
In fact, now remember, you cannot spend a plot point either. I've already done that.
Oh, I know.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so defense gets to choose first.
Yes.
That's cool.
Whoever sets the difficulty gets to choose first.
I just want to double check something.
So yeah, usually stealth is sets of difficulties that other people have to perceive because they got to try and see you, but you are trying to stealth into a room that has occupants that are actively working in it.
And I'm also going to use my gravy rag signature asset, my snack Tim.
Yep.
It is. It's Tim. It's actually
Yes.
snack time, but the E has a line through it.
Oh.
Wow.
Spelled wrong.
To give myself another D6 because it's my little morale booster.
That's fair. Absolutely, that makes sense. Lucky
And
charm.
yeah.
Roll it. Give her.
Which
So-
one did I drop?
D6.
A D. I think it's a D8. Well, I've got another one. I'll get it after. Okay. So, no ones. So,
Hey.
So you had what? Was it 20 d8?
20 d6.
20 d6. I have a 16 d8.
It is not a critical fail. It's still a fail, but it's a critical fail. I will say that as you you open the grate, you lift it on down, as you kind of lower yourself down, you're swinging. You do not fall out of the vent. Mm-hmm. You are still kind of, but as you kind of go on down there, the drilling kind of stops, and I just look at you. What do you say?
Hi.
Thank you for listening to Spacers. Our next episode will air Tuesday, August 27th, with The Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast's next episode, on Tuesday, August 20th. Both shows will air at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on YouTube with a live chat premiere before going up on all of our audio services just 1 hour later. For our Ko-fi subscribers, our next Fireside Chat will be Thursday, August 22nd. As usual, we'd love to thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, 3 Slugs in a Trench Coat, Ed Lore, Rosa, Tyler, The Wee J, James, Matt Calgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, Preston, TJ, Alec, and No Demons Allowed. Your players for tonight were Elizabeth Wells, Jessica Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Derek Snow, and Bailey Yarkey. Your GM was Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.